All right. Well, welcome everyone to episode 6 of Wine and Realty 614.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Jenny.
And we also have a lender here with us today.
Special guest star.
Special guest. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Jeff Smith, and I work for First Ohio Home Finance, and I'm a senior mortgage banker there. I've been doing financing for about 15 years and have been in real estate for about 25 years.
Welcome.
Yeah, so it's always nice to have a lender on here. Obviously, we're not live now, but you guys can always feel free to ask us questions after the fact, and we can get you in touch with Jeff as well if you have specific questions regarding the loan process. So we are going to be talking about rent versus buying. Why should you buy a house instead of staying in your small apartment?
Small apartment. Small, very expensive apartments.
You're not even allowed to paint the walls, or you got to paint them back.
Or do anything. And you've got people being loud next door or above you. Gosh, the footsteps all the time. Back and forth.
Yeah,
back
banging
and forth,
your
and back and
broom
forth.
on the ceiling.
Someone's dog is constantly barking.
Partying until
Oy.
4 o'clock in the morning.
Who wants to live in an apartment? Why would anybody want to do that?
So I think we have noticed that rent as well as house prices are going up in the Columbus area. Columbus is growing like crazy. So obviously, home prices aren't going to stay the same as well as rent prices. They see, it's just the cost of living. So
it is. And landlords like to take advantage of a seller's market, I think, right?
Well, I mean,
hard to buy a house.
Absolutely. And we see a lot of people updating, a lot of, communities are updating apartments, and, they have pools and they offer kegs at the pool. And
I like a pool.
I like kegs.
I like a keg at the pool. I like a hot tub.
But listen, you can have a keg in your backyard.
I can't have a pool, though.
Yeah, you can.
I can't have a hot tub.
They sell them at, at Target.
Prosecco and hot tubs.
Yeah. I mean, they sell them,
Fantastic.
at Target for like $10. You can sit in it with your puppy dog.
Wait, a hot tub or a pool? Oh, a pool.
A pool. A little kiddie pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with that. I am now picking up what you are putting down.
However, we can find you a community pool,
But you can't have a keg there.
Who says?
The pool.
You can take a cooler. You don't have to share with everybody.
Juice
wait
box.
in line. A juice box.
Yeah, like put your wine in a juice box. Pretend.
Okay.
And then
I don't like pretending.
you know what the kids do is put it in McDonald's cups. Like at football games and stuff.
I think they have them at Costco now. They call it
McDonald's cups?
No, adult juice boxes.
They do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course they do.
Fun tip.
Adult popsicles, I believe.
What do we have in our Wine and Realty 614 cups?
We are drinking Prosecco.
Still have.
There's our cups. Oh my gosh.
no.
Our shirts.
Oh.
See that?
Yes. See that branding?
We're getting real.
Real.
So we
real
have we've asked Jeff to break down some numbers for us to kind of give us an idea of. I didn't look up a lot of rental prices. I was supposed to do that.
I think they're usually about $1,400. It depends on where,
Right.
of course, you.
Yes. Are you a renter?
Are you a renter?
Good.
One day he will talk.
So I guess we all own a house here. But when I was renting, my rent was really low, but the apartments were really not in great shape. So with rent prices, I would say you're about right with $1,400. Depends on where you live.
It depends on where.
I
yeah.
mean, you can get downtown. You can have rents up to like $2,500.
Sure.
Or even more.
Even more than that. Yeah.
It really just kind of depends. So we had Jeff break up some numbers. So what are we looking at for, let's say, a $150,000 house? I would say that's kind of on the low end for a home price, I would say.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, I would say currently the average for principal and interest is approximately $715 a month. Once you figure taxes and insurance, which is greatly dependent on your location and what type of school district you want to live in, you're probably looking at a total payment of about $1,150, depending on your credit score.
So what we always do like to let people know is it is principal, interest, taxes, and insurance are what's going to go into your total payment. So what we're talking about right now is principal and interest. So that is just your mortgage payment.
I have a recent anecdote about $150,000 because I had a friend who decided it was time to downsize because he lived in a 4-bedroom home in a local Gahanna neighborhood and sold his house for $160,000. Ended up being bought by an investor who went in and put maybe $9,000 in flooring and painting in it. Mm-hmm. And they are renting it currently for $1,725 a month.
Whoa.
Because it's 4 bedrooms.
Yeah.
And what would the payment have been on
And
that
it-
house
and
had you bought it?
Had you bought that home and put, say, $10,000 down, you're looking at about $1,150 a month.
That's crazy.
That's a really good example.
That's a great example.
That's excellent.
Absolutely.
So, so let's go to $250,000. So, $250,000 house. What would your payment be estimated?
Well, principal and interest estimated would be around $1,190.
Okay. Again, it depends on location. So, we can help you find out how much the taxes are. You can always find them on the auditor site. You look at to see what the taxes are, and then obviously you just divide it by 12. And so you'll see like what you're paying per month for those taxes. And then for homeowners insurance, what would you say is average?
I think you should estimate about $1,000 a year and just divide that by 12. So you're looking at about $85 a month.
Yeah. So I don't know. My taxes, I think, are like $3,500 a year. But like I have a smaller house, but I do have Gahanna schools. So I don't know. It's like what, like $300 some dollars?
Just about $300 a month. just short of. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you Gahanna?
I'm
proper?
actually, I am technically Columbus, but Gahanna schools. But like the neighborhood over is Gahanna, so I don't know. But like I mean, my taxes, it seems a little.
Does all of Gahanna have Gahanna City Services? Like I'm Hilliard, but we have Columbus City Services, so we're that.
So we all have to pay
Columbus,
the double amount in water in Gahanna for Columbus water.
It's really expensive to
I
bathe.
found that out when I had a water leak.
So no pool for you?
No, well, my yard's really small. So my lots are really small too. So I think that has to do with property taxes too. I don't know. But it does depend. And then it also depends on because I bought my house as a foreclosure. So my value's lower than what I could sell it for now. It's much lower. Like I just went on and did a generic, to see what they said my house was worth. And I said 180, and I know that I could sell it for at least 220. Mm-hmm. So
was that the Zestimate?
It wasn't the Zestimate, but that's probably about what they pull it from. It was just on one of those little online things, like get your estimate now. So
yeah,
and I'm sending myself emails. Or do you want to sell your house?
I'll sell your house. Amanda, I'll sell your house for you. I know a really good real estate agent that'll sell that thing like that.
So, but if we're looking, I think in Gahanna, we'll say you can buy a house for $200,000. And so right here, $950 for a $200,000 house for that's principal and interest, and then your taxes will say $300, and we'll add on $400. So what's that like?
You're coming out to somewhere around
$1,350-ish.
Yeah, $1,350, $1,400.
So $200,000 house, $1,350, and I would say that apartments are probably more than that in Gahanna.
Well, especially when you consider that you're probably getting 4 bedrooms, and that's hard to find. In the apartment world.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Impossible.
It's hard to even find, I feel almost 3 bedrooms. And, you can go to really inexpensive apartments, I suppose, but they're hard to get into because everybody wants in them and they stay in them for a long time because they're less
why
expensive.
not?
Yeah. But, obviously with the house, you're getting equity. You're getting a yard. You're getting, more space. I mean, somewhere that obviously you can make it your own. You can put in your flooring that you want to paint it, and
either way, you have a house payment. So why not invest in yourself, where you're at least going to be making some money when you go to sell?
Incentives.
I would agree, and I think now would be as good a time as any because of the appreciation right now. I mean, the average appreciation in all of Franklin County is somewhere between 8% and 9%.
Yeah, I think
3 years.
Certain areas we've been seeing 8% growth is what I've been figuring, depending on where. It seems like all over now.
Right.
Really.
It's pretty much all over.
Yeah.
I don't foresee, because Columbus is still affordable, and I don't see that Columbus is going to quit growing. Like, people are, we're bringing in businesses, and it's just growing at such a rapid rate that housing isn't keeping up, and so there are more new builds going in, but we only have so much land.
Well, the new builds are not affordable homes either, and I think the majority of buyers need affordable housing. What would you say affordable housing would be? I always figure like 225 and below would be that affordable.
Ballpark, but I think most people would think it's 150 to 200.
Yeah, I would as well.
Yeah. And it's a hard price range to be in, but it is doable.
Yes.
If you are open to location, like don't be like, oh, I only want to live in Dublin, because
there's nothing.
You're
not going to find it.
It's going to be tough unless you want a small
a
condo. Yeah. Which, I mean, I think is still, I would rather own a condo than rent, just because it's still your own. So. And
I think appreciation is going to be across the board for quite some time, because even what they're building now, they're behind from of the population growth.
Yeah, there is some. I have been seeing there are some new builds that you can buy in like the 50-ish range, I think, which is
that would be the cheapest ones I've seen.
Yeah, there was actually someone just posted that they had $200,000 new builds, which I found. I mean, obviously you're not going to get like a basement.
Who is that?
Westport.
Interesting.
Yeah, and Canal, yeah. I believe. So, but Canal's even become more expensive as well.
Canal has.
Sure.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
So
it's all growing.
Yeah, I can't think of a like. There's places like pockets that you can still get like smaller houses for less expensive, like Whitehall and things like that. Like you still can get some like little pockets of Westerville, but usually it's like Columbus schools.
More than likely, most of those pockets are also appreciating greatly. Like
they are.
North Linden.
Oh my gosh.
Is 10 to 12, 13% a year now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Whitehall too, though, has had huge appreciation as well.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of years.
Are there any other reasons why you should buy other than rent? No?
Anyone?
Anybody?
I think long-term money in your pocket and just to be able to have your own place and not share walls. That's all.
I don't want someone walking over my head.
It is a tax write-off as well. So
the interest rates are, the interest that you pay into the house is still.
Yeah, you can write off that in your taxes. So, I mean, obviously, you want something that you own rather than.
Well, I think, what I always tell my clients is real estate is still a safe investment. I mean, there had been a, time when everything crashed, but even with that, it's back.
I mean, a lot of it was due to faulty loans.
Right.
People were getting money for homes that they couldn't afford.
Right.
I think it's very rare that we see a lot of foreclosures. I think a lot of that's due to the fact of better lending practices.
Absolutely.
But I also think, I guess that's probably really the reason why. And investors are snatching them up at sheriff sale.
Well, okay.
So they aren't coming on the market.
So in the Columbus MLS, the distressed properties, anybody want to guess how many there are?
127.
In the entire MLS,
yeah,
which I always stress is not just Central High. No, you're not right.
Obviously not.
You are not right. You are so wrong.
You can't be mean about my guess.
No. What I was saying, and I didn't mean to come across that way. So sorry. A little embarrassed. Is that the Columbus MLS is not just Columbus. It's not just Central Ohio. I mean, it is all over the state.
Yeah.
People can buy into the Columbus MLS. So I have auction homes, foreclosed, short sale, HUD. And you guessed 100. Oh, wait, let me put short sale on there. You guessed 127. Mm-hmm. Would you like to venture, I guess?
I would have said less than that.
70. Yes. 70. And absolutely none are in the northwest corner. So from 71 south and 70 west, none. It's east of 71 and south of 70.
And again, there could possibly be more, but what's happening is investors are going and buying them from the sheriff's sale, so they're not even hitting the
They're not
MLS.
hitting the
so
foreclosure.
we
Right,
won't get
right.
them. Like
Yes.
we won't, as agents, we won't see them. The only way you can get them is if you go to